Well, I am a keynote speaker and an author. Thrilled to tell you my book just received a MIPA award, which is the Midwest Independent Book Awards in the
Yeah.
inspirational category. So, I'm feeling kind of like the Olympic winner right now. But
Oh, congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a 12 state area. Like it's a contest or competition of 12 states, including Wisconsin, Minnesota, the two that matter. But yeah, so I live in central Minnesota, and when we're not in a global pandemic, I travel the world and speak on two different topics. One is on empowering women and empowering people in the workplace. And then the other, which is kind of a shift, is parenting through the high school to college transition.
Okay.
So my first book, also a MIPA winner actually, is called Out to Sea, and it's a parent survival guide to the freshman voyage.
That's a
Parenting
cool cover.
through the launch. I had the best artist, so watch the cover. It's a grad cap.
That's so great.
I can't take credit. Kevin Cannon is the artist. He's amazing. He came up with it. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
What else do you want to know? Talk to me.
We're seeing these big changes with the school system right now. And
Well, and I heard on your show this week, you just had the announcement come out for La Crosse area schools. Now our kids are grown. Our kids are 21 and 24, so I'm not in the depths of that. But holy smokes, trying to manage work and whether that's at home or if you're away from home, and then trying to juggle the in-home schooling, the virtual learning. For the parents out there, I feel you, but I can imagine right now there's a lot of parents in the La Crosse area, kind of their heads spinning. This book is basic. So it's written for women because I had to pick an audience.
Sure.
Right.
The messaging within it is applicable to people. I wrote this book while we were living it with our oldest daughter, because I wanted the guidebook and I couldn't find one. Well, I found them, but they were usually written by an East Coast university president on sabbatical.
Sure.
Yes.
Much different tone than what I was looking for, full of great data, but I wanted it to be like you were sitting down with me having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, depending on the time of the day, and give it to me straight. Well, as I'm out then getting called to speak on this topic, I am meeting so many women. It happened to be women that jumped out at me, whether it was college women transitioning into life after high school, whether it was young moms, trying to create this Pinterest-worthy life, or whether it was career women. And that's kind of where that work-life balance came in, trying to achieve work-life balance, which we know is like a myth, or even older women, like retiring women, just going, where do I fit in?
Right.
So I'm meeting all these women at all these different stages of life who are doing great things. I'm looking at them going, you are fantastic, but you can't see it. And so it's like, I wanted to write a book that reminded women of what they were made of.
Okay.
And kind of helped you and me and them go wherever I'm at in my life. I need to remember what I'm made of. And I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. I would watch Wonder Woman every week. And I'd watch this smart, like, powerful, strong, courageous woman do amazing things. And yet she still had a heart. And so this book is written to remind women they have hearts.
Okay.
And that they're strong and that they're courageous and they can do great things. And in it, I pulled out the 7 pillars of power, is what I call them. So things like resilience, the power of grace, the power of the people you surround yourselves with, the power of voice, I'm forgetting my powers here, power of perspective, that kind of thing, power of giving grace. And when I think about the schools and the parenting and everything and what we're living in right now, we got to channel all those superpowers. It's about, we can do less better. We're so busy trying to achieve, slay the day.
Right.
Well, some days slaying the day is surviving the day, especially right now. The power of people. We're going to have to get creative. We're going to have to channel the superpower of creativity.
Right.
Whether it's, I did this. I was an at-home mom when our kids were younger. And it was a choice to be at home. unlike the parents right now who are forced into this situation, it was still hard. There were days where it's like, I just want to have a 2-minute adult conversation. I want to pee alone, I mean, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I had a friend and we did a childcare share. So we could get practical too and think about your neighbors, your friends, family, other kids at school. Could you do I take the kids Tuesdays, you take the kids Thursdays, so you can work, I can work. I think we got to not just talk about the village out there. We need to be the village.
That's a really
give
good
each other grace, give each other support, and get practical. Like, let's sit down and write down our challenges, and then let's have a little happy hour and figure out how we're going to work together as a small group to fix this.
Happy hour, I like that.
Happy hour cures anything.
For sure.
I'm a person that likes plans. I like to know
Amen,
what's going to
sister.
and when what's going to happen doesn't happen, it is frustrating for me. If you tell me tomorrow's gonna be just garbage, okay, all right, I know ahead of time tomorrow's gonna be garbage, so when it's garbage, that's fine. But when that's not the plan, that becomes challenging. And when you have numerous people involved in your family and in your inner circle, that becomes even more people that didn't know the plan.
Which for personality types, obviously we're wired the same. I've got the planner, I've got the lists, I've the to-doer. If it falls apart, it shakes me, it throws my game off. And so I can totally relate. And I think working for the power of flexibility, being resilient when it doesn't go our way. How do we, in our case, how do we as women or as people think about things in a different way? How do we shift the narrative instead of, you gave the example of at least knowing tomorrow is going to be garbage is helpful. But what if you're the personality type where you also don't want to be looking for garbage, so to speak?
Right.
And it's really easy when you're scared, frustrated, down to focus on the garbage, focus on the, and it's hard when you turn on the TV or start scrolling on social media and we're just getting bombarded. I call it noise.
Yeah.
And how do I filter the noise so that I can channel my superpower of perspective?
Right.
Because if Kelly Radi looks for negative, guess what I'm gonna find? If I look for garbage, I guarantee it, I'm gonna find garbage.
Yeah.
Now, if I try to look for the silver lining, I've been using that phrase a lot. Are there some silver linings? If we look for them, we will spot them. Am I being Pollyanna and saying everything's wonderful and beautiful and lovely? No. But I'd sure rather look for the beauty and the silver linings and focus on that than burying myself under the noise or the garbage. Another thing I've been doing myself that I would encourage people to consider, maybe instead of a social media dump, journal about it.
Yep.
Use your voice in a different way. And you're not writing a novel. You don't have to share it with anybody. This is for your mental well-being. Sometimes by putting it down on paper, for me, it makes me process it a little differently. And then if you go back and reread it, you can go, wow, I was in a really crummy place that day.
Yeah.
Ooh. So then today, let me write down 3 things I'm grateful for.
Yeah. And then on the days that you're struggling, you can go back to see the things that you saw as positive,
gratitude,
and remind yourself of them, which is really important. And I think a big part of it is getting it out of you. So
absolutely,
even if you write it down and no one, even if you never read it again, getting it out is what that feeling is. And then you're not putting it on someone else, and you're not self-conscious about what that other person's going to think about your feelings. That's just yours.
Exactly. And I think there's something about putting them on paper, you release it, and it kind of takes the power away from the negative. I don't know, that sounds silly, but it kind of, it strips the power of the negative. I've put it down, I've put it out there. Bless and release, you've heard that phrase, I'm letting it go. And then I always think if I'm going to do the dump, then I do want to replace it. I'm kind of the harmony of it all. You guys know I hate the words work-life balance. That's
Right.
a thing that just grates my gears.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it's true. I don't think it's possible. Find me somebody with perfect balance in their life and telling you I want to sit down and learn everything from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I think we need to strive for more is work-life harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's different every day. Think about the high school band. Let's just use that as our analogy. So you've got all your different sections, and you've got the director with the master picture and the fun little directing stick. Okay, so at some days, parts of the music, it's time for the brass to really shine, and they need the spotlight and the attention, and it's their moment. So at that moment, we're telling the flutes and piccolos, which is what I was, the woodwinds need to simmer down so that we can hear the brass. But the next day, it's all about the percussion, and it's the different sections of your life, segments of what you do, whether it's work or social or personal or family. Some days my mental health needs all of the attention and all of the noise and all of the focus, whereas maybe my relationship's fine for today. Let's work on me. The next time it might be my kids, it might be my work. I just think if we look at it more big picture, like the director's music, that we need to give attention to different things on different days. You're not a bad person. You're not a bad parent. You're not a bad employee if you need to take a breath and take care of you. You think of work. You're not a horrible employee if you don't show up at the staff meeting on Tuesday and you have to virtual in, Zoom in. You're not a bad parent if you just have nothing left to give that day because you've put all your attention and your music on work. Give them frozen chicken nuggets. You're not failing as a parent. We put so much pressure on ourselves, and social media and Instagram. Who doesn't want to create that Instagram perfect life? I don't have that kind of energy. I'm lucky if I can wash my hair on a Wednesday morning. I know what day it is.
Yeah.
So the power of giving yourself grace to find that harmony. Forget this whole perfection thing. Forget the balance thing. Shoot for harmony and you're going to succeed.
I like it. That's great.
And another great thing about your band analogy is, what do they do every single time they meet? They practice. The individuals work outside of the group, and then they all get together and they work together and practice and eventually
and make beautiful music together. How's that? I love that. You're absolutely right. Life is a practice. Mm-hmm. It's not we're not succeeding. We're practicing. we're not, it's not perfection. It's practice. I love that. I'm going to use that. Can I quote you?
$2. You got it.
She comes cheap.
Yeah.